you, I thought that's very appreciative, because you're also a guru, the trainer, coach. If you're able to coach that to your trainees, that it starts from within, to be grateful and appreciative, regardless of whether you profit or you lose, right? But we are appreciative of that, and the good energy will come in to give you that clarity, that good perspective, to enable you to be consistent.
Yes.
In getting what you want,
yes.
right?
I want to add a little bit on that, is because you see, if I were to very quickly say it out, is to say that there's two types of losing traders. There's many types, but let's just say there's two types. There's one type that when they lose, their emotions is bad, and they get stressed out. And what it really happens is that when such things happen, what really happens is that when we experience stress, okay, our cortisol level increases, and cortisol is a chemical, or so-called chemical in our body being released. It actually brings down our IQ by almost half within like 7 minutes, right? So if that happens when we experience stress because of the loss, or of that losing trade, what happens is that when we try to make the next trade, okay, our decision making, because our decision making is based on our IQ, right? Imagine our decision making drops by half to maybe a child or teenager IQ. Will our decision making be good?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Yes.
Our decision making will not be good.
Correct.
Right. And because of that, subsequent losses comes along. We overtrade. We say, we want to fight back with the market because of our stress, our decision making wasn't there, and we just keep losing and even lose more. Right. And forget about the strategy. Now I'm stressed. I will just make it back. This is just one type of the losing traders, and this is I would say a big majority of the community out there.
Correct. Yes.
Right. The trading and investing community, the population. The second type is a very small minority, but they are successful. Okay, why? Because they cultivate the psychology, in the sense that when they lose, okay, like what I just want to elaborate on what Zelda said then, is when they lose, they are appreciative that they are able to lose. Imagine that. Okay, they are able to lose, because a lot of people can't even participate in this market. You got to believe that.
True.
Okay, a lot of people can't even have this kind of playing field. They can't even touch it, and you have the ability to do it. Okay, and by losing, you gain an experience that is so valuable, and you could have learned from it. Right, and this brings so much more benefits to yourself. And I'm very appreciative of such an experience, right? Even though it's a losing trade, right? Because it tells us that, number one, market is telling us our strategy is not in tune, or number two, are we doing the right thing? Is the market or our trade is telling us, hey, maybe you are doing the wrong thing. Do you want to go through it again? Things like that, right?
Yes.
So of course, like I say, there's many types of losing traders, but the second type that I talk about, even though they are losing, okay, eventually they will be very successful and profitable in their trading, because they take the experience. They don't feel stress in the first place, and because they don't feel stress, their IQ and decision making will not drop. Okay, and because of that, they can so-called come back with a second trade or third trade or fourth trade, and make back the losses that they lost.
Yes.
Compared with the first, we all would. I would assume that we all will agree that the first type will most likely continue losing.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
Correct. That's why. Again, that's what very much Thomas brought up. IQ versus EQ of the every trades that you make. right? Because IQ, yes, is everywhere. We can learn from, in fact, different strategies in the market with different gurus, perhaps. But the EQ part, I think, is very much for our inner self to cultivate that. And I think it's good that you also pointed out that if your system also, builds in that approach of like, because sometimes you need reminders. It's not so easy to you look at the screen and then you start to lose, and then again you start to deviate. Maybe the devil and the angel within us will start to fight with each other and all that. And we have not cultivated and built up that muscle of maybe appreciating and being grateful. Then we will start to deviate from the positive side of the end result. Because the end result communicates certain message to us that it can propel us better, rather than communicate to us that, oh, I'm a failure. Right? I suppose it's how we interpret the results, not so much of, oh, it's a loss or it's a profit, and then then it becomes like I can be emotional, either I'm happy or I'm sad because of my lost trade. But if I'm able to maintain that composure of regardless of the result of the trades, I am a better person every trade I make, right?
Yes.
So I thought that's really very inspiring, Thomas. And is that how you also applied it on your life or family or in your business?
Yes, it is. I always believe, how you trade is how you lead your life.
Cool.
Because I have seen, how you lead your life, it will be reflected in your trading as well.
Yes, I agree totally.
If you are a very impulsive person, when you go into trading, somehow impulsive trading trails will happen in your own trading.
Yes.
Yeah, it just reveals it, right? Yeah, your characteristics. And so, do I apply what I learned in trading in my life? Answer is yes. A big yes. And I do appreciate everything around me, apart from trading losses or trading profits. I appreciate my family a lot. I have 3 wonderful kids, my lovely wife, and everything they do and what I do for them. And it has worked really well. It has worked really well. And the thing about being not expecting anything, because when you're grateful and appreciative, you don't expect anything much. And the secret thing about this is that once you in that stage or that state of mind, even though you don't expect anything more, surprisingly more things always comes to you. So you may not believe it in the first place, but once you practice it, you will notice a big change in your life.
Right.
Do I apply this in my life, my work, my business, everything? Yes. So it has worked really well for me. So I'm basically, it's a lifestyle for me.
Wow. Okay. If you can bring the gratefulness heart, the appreciative part to become a lifestyle, and you do observe that changes, that automatically, all the positive things and start to come back. Because it's like, I think we like to be surrounded with appreciative people as well, So as you appreciate, it's like you appreciate back, and it becomes like wow, they suddenly it's like the whole life is like being really lighted up, right? When you start to become the light, it's like the whole world is will be lighted up, and so I think that's a very, very, I think that's the top secret. Already, I'm not too sure whether it's a secret, but it's or rather, first time I heard trading guru actually shared that in terms of not just about the strategy part, the IQ part, but very much of our inner strength, the EQ part, and how, yes, trading is reflected, and the life is it kind of resonates and mirror, yes, you really mirror each other. So I thought that's a very important key point. It's not just that dollar and cents that we achieve to. So that means, Thomas, this trading journey has been it will continue.
Definitely.
right? And then, yes, correct.
It's my passion actually.
It's a passion, yes.
It has been my passion, and I, number one, I find it rewarding, and I don't know about other people, but I enjoy waking up, checking out the markets, which some people will feel like it's a drag,
Okay.
right? Because they are in it. To be frank, they are in it for the money. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the. I'm fascinated by. Why did this market went down? In that sense,
Okay.
why did this market went down? Could I have done something to benefit from such a thing, which just happened in the future? Can I formulate something so that in the future, when such things happen, I'll be able to take advantage of it?
Right.
I'm fascinated by that,
Right.
and not so much of the money. Okay, it's like fishing, right? Like fishing, and you cast a rod, you cast a bait, and no bites. You know,
Yes.
1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. But the guy who casts the rod is willing to wait maybe 5-6 hours for a bite, right? For the fish to bite the bait. So I'm not that eager and urgently wanting results immediately, which is what I feel most of the people out there is doing it wrong, in the sense that they come in, they just want to have immediate result. Nothing wrong, because when I started, I'm like that as well. Okay, I'm not saying that since starting until now I'm like that. I'm not. Okay, I'm not. So nothing wrong, but got to understand that it takes time and knowledge, experiences, strategies to be formulated, and it takes time. So for you to really come to a stage whereby you can be consistent in your results,
Correct.
right? And a lot of concepts, strategies got to be in place by you yourself, so that you can get to the next level. Okay, trading to me is, I always ask myself, even up to now, how can I bring it to my trading to a next level, to a whole new level,
Right.
kind of thing. So it's not about making more profits is the next new level,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It's how you can be safer, lose less. How can you maximize your profits and win more? How can you do a lot of other stuff, right?
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
That's good. That propels us to progress,
Yes.
right? And perhaps some self-actualization. We move on to the next higher high. Yes, correct. And so that trading journey is to enable you to manage, the time management part for your family, to enjoy your family life. I see your beautiful family smiling photos. That's really very much. I find it that if you're really not feeling too good, you look at all the smiling faces, and it's really like from the heart.
Lighten you up. Yeah.
Yes, I lighten you up. This is one of the pictures that I really love. And how do you manage the family life and then the trading time? Sometimes trading hours, and also as well as because you are also a trainer, right? So it's really a balancing.
How to manage all of it?
Yeah, all three, or how you allocate the time.
Okay.
And
Actually, trading for me now don't take a lot of time.
okay,
Right?
okay.
Initially, I put a lot of time because I was still learning and trying to bring it to the next level. And right now, maybe when I wake up at around 10,
Okay.
sorry, I will explain why I wake up around 10.
Usually they watch
Right.
the markets.
Yeah. I wake up around 10 a.m. right? Latest is around 11. So I sleep 6 hours a day, right? But once I wake up, I don't do breakfast. Okay, I do brunch because I'm into intermittent fasting as well.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
So it's 6 to 8 hours of eating, and that's it. The rest of the day I'm not eating. So I eat late, right? I wake up immediately, do some of my morning rituals, like what I say, the priming exercise, which take around 10-15 minutes. stuff, and I immediately, I don't even look at my email or things like that. I'll take a look at the market for half an hour, right? Half an hour. Then after that, I'll spend another half an hour go through emails and my business stuff, right? Any important stuff to settle. That is a typical day without any appointments.
Right. Okay.
So typical more free, so-called more free day. Okay. So then that will go, and after I finish all that, the business side of stuff, roughly half an hour to an hour. So what happens is I'll take a last look and a half an hour on trading, on the charts and things like that, looking for potential trades for the day or even for the week. So so basically morning is that 1 hour with my business stuff, 1 hour. It will take me to around 1 o'clock. Yeah. So I will take my brunch so-called, and pretty much after that is my kids will come home for us. They take their school bus and things like that, and I will just talk to them, have lunch with them, or maybe I have already have lunch. I will sit down with them and they will eat and talk to them. Then work on their homework, things like that. That will take another 2 or 3 hours, and maybe just play with my baby girl. And normally that would basically that is my free time. So around 3 to 5, I will take an hour to look at the markets again, right? Because the Europe market opens, right? So after that, I still another my free time. I do whatever I want, and probably 7 to 8, I take my next meal, right? So I basically have 2 meals a day.
Okay, sure.
Unless I'm very, very hungry, I go for supper. So I give myself a treat also. Sometimes I go for supper. So apart from that, then 8 to 10, that is the US market open. I will look at it again. Yeah. So if I do have trades, then in between that free time, I will still sometimes look at it. If not, then I'm just looking for potential trades. This is typical timing that I will look at the markets and put in my trades and things like that. And that will go to like maybe 10, 11. My kids will be asleep by then. Then I will go back to my business stuff. I'll go back to my business stuff, and in between I'll switch over to my charts, and because I have 3 screens, so I can just multitask that way. The chart is on one side of it, and I have 1 screen just for my business stuff. Maybe I'm doing Excel, maybe I'm writing an article, maybe I'm preparing for a post or things like that, or even I do a very short video or things like that. So that is during the late night where everyone is asleep, and I will do that. At the same time, I can still watch the market, which is fantastic.
Right.
For me, it's fantastic. I think a lot of people will think that it's a drag. I have to stay out. For me, it's no. So roughly, you end around 2 to 3. That is my golden working period.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's my golden working period. But during the daytime, normally is me and my kids. I spend a lot of times with them, and also doing my own stuff that I enjoy. Yeah.
Okay.
So I still around 3. Yeah. Earliest is maybe 1. Earliest is 1 a.m. Latest I have worked until I forgot the time, and the market already closed. I'm still working, and until 5. Okay. Until 5.
Wow. Okay.
So.
Okay. That's why you wake up a little bit.
So I wake up at 10. So.
But you're still energetic, for the rest of the days. Yes.
Yeah. Okay lah. 18 hours.
Yeah,
I just sleep 6 hours.
6
For me, 6 hours is enough.
Yes.
Maybe because I'm getting older, I don't know.
6 hours. 6 hours is quite normal. Older folks, I know.
So,
I need to sleep 8 hours. Well, so this trading journey can sustain your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That's good.
So, pretty okay. Basically, not an issue to go for tours overseas, but of course now because of the situation we can't go overseas. But normally everything is paid for. So
okay. That's really rewarding
Pretty okay.
for pretty much freedom to the lifestyle. And if we can, develop to the extent that trading blends into part of the lifestyle and it's not affecting it, with your family time and with your business time, and yet you are still enjoying that would be very much that I think a lot of folks out there would like to mirror or model that, that kind of coach, that if this is your goal that you would like to aspire to go, right, by taking up trading. Because I think for this whole interview session, very much is that we gathered a little bit, also we have to ask back ourselves that why do we, want to pick up trading? Is it that we're thinking that overnight we're going to make some big bucks to replace our income, or we really want to have some freedom? But balancing, it could be a balancing act, and initially I think we still need to, not overnight we can be really making good big bucks, from trading.
It will be I think it will be challenging for people out there who have a full-time job, full-time career to do this, because initially when I was doing it, I was having a full-time career, full-time job.
Okay.
And it was really challenging in terms of time management. Right. The time management was like, I'm so tired. Do I still want to open up my computer, look at for trades, potential trades and things like that? I would say it's a phase that I went through as well.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But you really need to say, treat trading as a business. Okay. You need to really treat trading as a business in the sense that. Let me give you an example. If you were to start a business, a real business, not trading, will you open up your business for business, okay, every single day? Answer is yes, right? You will open up your business for business every single day. You will open up your shop every single day. You open up your whatever the services to the public every single day. So if you treat trading as a business, you will understand that you have to open up for business every single day as well.
Yes, okay.
Right. Even if you set aside, because you have a full-time career, even if you set aside 1 hour, but did you commit yourself to that 1 hour? Because that 1 hour is that 1 hour of business.
True. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because if you open up a shop and open up a business for maybe 6 hours, or there may not be anyone walking to buy anything from you. Just like trading, because trading, even if you open up for 8 hours, there may not be even one trade.
Yeah, possible.
Right?
Yes.
But you open up for 1 hour, you have that chance. You open up for 8 hours, you also have that chance. Right? So if you don't look at the markers, you will not be able to
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell reminder so you won't miss any special monetization opportunities. Go follow now.